if they buy mortgage-related securities or mortgages themselves at current market prices, they're going to make money over time because the United States government has staying power and it has a low cost of borrowing. And if I could take 1% of that $700 billion pot and take the gain or loss from it and be their partner, and they would buy the stuff at market, I'd make a lot of money. Yeah. No, I mean, you have hedge funds and people like that buying these assets to yield 15 or 20%. I mean, that's the buyer for these people that are trying to unload them. The U.S. Treasury has got borrowing costs like nobody else has. They can borrow basically unlimited amounts. They can stay there for years and years. These assets will be worth more money over time. So when Merrill Lynch sells a bunch of mortgage-related assets at 22 cents on the dollar, like they did a month or so ago, the buyer of those is going to make money, and he's going to make a lot more money if it happens to be an institution like the U.S. government, which has very, very cheap borrowing costs.
So you are saying to those taxpayers who are worried about what's going to happen to $700 billion, chances are good that when these securities are purchased and sold, you'll get a lot of your money back.
I think you
or all of your money back, and maybe something else.
I would bet on it. I mean, if I got a chance to take 1% of the deal, either way, I would make that bet. When Berkshire Hathaway's laid out $3 billion for GE today, we didn't spend it, we invested it. When the federal government buys the mortgages, they're not spending it, they're investing it. Now, they're investing it in distressed-type assets, but they're buying them at distressed prices if they buy them at market. It's the kind of stuff I love to do. I just don't have $700 billion. Maybe we could go into it together. In the end, $700 billion is a lot of money, and it will buy a lot of distressed property. And if you buy them at the right price, you may be buying $2 trillion market value. I mean, $2 trillion of face value. You don't want to do it. It doesn't make any difference what the guy paid for it that you're buying it from or what its carrying value is. You've got to buy it at market. And one way to do that is if some institution wants to sell you $1 billion worth of mortgages, you know, they might have to sell $100 million in the market, and then you'll buy the other $900 million on the same terms. Or no, I think confidence will come back. I will tell you this. This country is going be living better 10 years from now than it is now. It'll be living better 20 years from now than it is 10 years from now. The ingredients that made this country, you know, the miracle of the world. I mean, we had a 7-for-1 improvement in the average American standard of living in the 20th century. Now, we had the Great Depression, we had 2 world wars, we had the flu epidemic, you know, we had oil shock, you know, we had all these terrible things happen. But something about the American system unleashed more and more of the potential of human beings over that 100 years, so that we had a 7-for-1 improvement. There's never been any. I mean, you have centuries where if you got a 1% improvement, it would have been something. So we've got a great system, and we've got more productive capacity now than we ever have. The American worker's more productive than he's ever been. We've got more people to do it. We've got all the ingredients for a sensational future. It's just that right now the athlete's on the floor. But this is a super